Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today, we have got one of our clients, Lacey, who is also one of the VAs that we hired when we first started. Well, I say we, like I did it. When I first helped Shannon launch Social Shannon. So she went from being a VA and building the skills there into, having immediate success with her own fitness business. So we're going to talk through some of the strategies that she used and some of the things that she learned that allowed her to do that. So thank you for coming on.
Anytime.
Right, so first couple of questions. Did you know what a VA was when you signed up to do that job?
No, I was on your free offer bill. I think it was free lead gen course.
We've changed the name of that like 9 times.
Yeah,
so
and some guy asked a question, said, "Oh, Steve, my VA is not doing the right thing. She's in the Philippines." And I was there typing in like VA, like what is it? And I was like, no way! Like you can get these people that help you do this stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't know what one was.
And then what? So how did you actually come about working for Shannon? Did you?
You sent me. She put a job ad out, and you sent it to me because I was kind of like I hadn't been working for months.
Oh yeah, it was
I needed to like kind of get some kind of support. Because I was applying for jobs as like a success coach and things like that.
That was what it was.
Yeah. And you knew that I needed a job, so you pushed it forward to me, and I applied, got it, and that's how I got it. Yeah.
Was the role what you thought it was when you started? Because I think a lot of people, like when they hear VA, they think like, oh, I'm going to tidy up this little document and then I'm going to send this letter out and I'm going to do this email. And it's not. It's like well different, isn't it?
Yeah, I wasn't really sure what it would be, but I just needed a job at the time. And then pretty much first day I just got paired up with I think 4 different accounts. And it was like just go into their account and just start. I'd been through all the training videos that Shannon does and the scripts and stuff, so I kind of had an idea. But for the first few weeks, to be honest, I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just kind of winging it. I think I got blocked by someone at one point, but I picked it up pretty quickly.
You know what? Like if you're not getting blocked when you're messaging people, at least by a small percentage, you're not trying hard enough. Yeah. Your net's not wide enough. You're sticking to the easy
I definitely
stuff.
had to try a few tactics before I got it quite right.
Yeah, to be fair, even we get some people who are dead rude. Like one girl said to us, like somebody, like I think it was Katie at the time who was still doing the messaging before she moved into the manager role. She messaged her and she was like, "Hi, how's your program?" And the girl went, "I know who you are." And I said, "Katie, I'll take this one." And I was like, "Well, I don't fucking know who you are." So I don't know why you're starting with your attitude like that. And anyway, she blocked us. But yeah, you're not trying hard enough for sure. So how actual, like the 4 hours, yeah?
I started on 6 hours.
Started on 6? That's rough, that.
It was heavier than I expected. I was because at first Shannon was like, "We need someone to do 8 hours." And I was like, "Yeah, no problem. Like, I'm ready."
Everyone changes the tune on that straight away. They're like, "Yeah, more the better. I'll be sound. Give me 12 if you can."
And then I just kept cutting it down and down. Sorry, I keep knocking that. I just kept, reducing down, and I'm about 3 or 4 accounts now.
Do you feel like that's, obviously you're running your own business on the side now, so like that takes up some mental capacity.
So so hopefully going into the new year, I'm just going to cut that all the way down until the point where I don't. But just gradually, as people drop off, I just won't pick up anymore. Yeah,
it's probably the best way to do it. We only let appointment setters do 6 hours as a max shift.
Because then you just lose all your energy for it.
I just feel like I just watch the brains come out of their ears a little bit after 6 hours. Like poor Chloe, Ellie's been on a lot of holidays over the past couple of months. Actually, she's not. She's just gone to Paris this week. But like Chloe's got it in the neck like over the last 2 days, and I can just see her deteriorating on the team meeting every morning, like into some sort of messaging gremlin.
Anyone who does more than 5 hours lead gen, like respect to them because it's exhausting.
Yeah, it's tough because I don't think people understand like how much of a target driven, like almost like whip crack role it is. It's like, you have to carry on, message more people.
You have to hit, say, like 25 messages in an hour, like 60 follows. Like you've got a target to hit, so you have to do it.
Yeah.
And you can't just select random people and just send out shit. It has to get something back. So it is pressure that you're working, not on a timer, but you've got to get that work done in the hour. So you can't stop for the hour.
Yeah, no, and I think people don't realize that. So like, that's one thing that I wanted to get your opinion on, because I feel like a lot of coaches do an hour of lead gen, but like, what are they actually doing within that? So a lot of them, I think like, it's 3:30, do an hour of lead gen. But actually what they do is they send a few messages, chat to the mate on WhatsApp, watch a couple of reels. Mine's full of dogs. So watch a couple of dog videos, get back on, oh, right, that person's replied. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why your fitness business, like move so quickly, it's because you went in and actually did it properly because
Yeah.
you'd been trained to do it properly.
So I just kind of carried on. Say if I had 4 different people, I'd add my own name on the end and be like Lacey and be my own VA and do it to the same standards that I was doing it for the employed role.
And that's massive, that, because a lot of coaches don't.
Yeah.
Do you find it easier doing it for a client or for yourself?
For myself.
Do you?
Yeah, because I know immediately just from that little display picture whether that person's even going to follow back now.
Yeah.
Like, it really is a skill that you just get better and better at.
For sure.
Yeah, and I know who's worth messaging, who isn't, who's going to follow back, who's going to engage, just based on like their bio and that like, that picture.
So what do you look for in someone's profile that like you're going to open a conversation with?
Firstly, you're looking for someone that's a real account. So there's so many of these kind of like bot accounts. They're everywhere. So someone that looks real, like someone that like just little things like if they've got married in their display picture, like that's a real person. And like you can just tell when it's a real account based on how many followers they've got, how many posts they've got. If someone's following 3,000 people and they've got 50 followers and no posts, like, you know, it's like a bot. So.
Yeah. That's really useful. That's something that we call like a prime look.
Yeah, because when you're following people, if your target is to follow 100 people, if you just do follow, random people, you're going to get nothing out of it. You have to follow 100 people that you genuinely think are going to follow you back and be interested in your page.
I agree. And that's one of the things, if you take one thing away from this video, it's that if you do it the way that Lacey's described, like all the tasks that you have to do within this role, and like if you want to know what these tasks are, use the link below. We'll put a link to our free business builder in where you can actually go in and you can learn about like the tasks you need to do for lead generation. But there's doing it and then there's doing it right. And I think that was one of the reasons why I wanted to get you on here to speak about it, because that's why your business has grown so quickly in a short space of time, because a lot of people do it but don't do it right, and then they come back and I'm like, oh, I'm doing an hour, I'm not really getting anything out of it. And we're like, cool, let's look at the individual tasks that you're doing and whether they're up to scratch. And that for me is like one of the biggest things that like I've noticed between people that succeed and people that don't. It's the individual effort within the task itself.
And it definitely taught me just to not take anything personally as well. Like I get rejected, I get ignored hundreds of times every day now, and it's just not personal. Whereas I think some people are still thinking like, oh, are they going to think I'm weird if I message them? Like, are they
I felt like that since I was a 14-year-old boy. So like, it's not really bothered me at all. Maybe you've had a different life than I have, but I was pretty used to that
now
already.
That I get that it's just a numbers game, and out of 50 people, maybe 10 might follow back, and after all of them, maybe 1 might have a conversation, and it's not personal.
That was the reason why I asked you the question of, do you find it easier for yourself or for like, say like Quinn, for example, whose account you used to work on? Because like, if you get Quinn shut down, like who gives a fuck? Like if somebody tells Quinn to fuck off, it's like, well, it's not me. You can take that one on the chin.
Yeah, but I can just transfer it across, because I forget that I'm even doing it for my own account.
Yeah.
I'm just doing lead gen.
And I think that again is another big tip of like, why it's worked so well for you. It's because you've gone into it with the mindset of it's just another task to get done.
Yeah.
And not, oh my God, people are going to think I'm like,
Weird,
what if they see me on the street? I'm like, bro, no one recognizes you on the street. Like, no one knows who you are. But yeah, but what if you know, someone messages one of my friends and we're like, just tell them that.
Because to be honest, I could log into any account, not know whose account I'm doing, and do lead gen for that account. As long as I know if it's a male or a female, whether I put an X at the end or not, that's it.
Yeah.
Like lead gen is the same. It's just making friends on the internet and being genuine and forgetting that you're even trying to sell something. It's just to get more eyes on your page and to get more people to even know that you exist.
Yeah. And then obviously the different tactics that you put in place there to move them down that. No, but that was really useful. If you could give people 3 tips to improve their lead generation, what would it? Sorry, I'll put you on the spot here. So I'm going to talk a little bit longer so you can formulate the 3 ideas. What were the 3 tips? That's your time's gone now. I've longed it out as long as possible. What are your 3 tips?
Okay, so when you're looking for accounts to follow, take your time and only follow people that look like they're worth following. Real people that realistically can afford coaching and that look friendly enough to have a chat. Secondly, only spend time on people that are open to being chatty. Like you will just get some people like, yeah, no.
That's such a game changer, by the way. If you take one thing away from it, that's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
It stops you wasting your time.
Yeah. If people are nice, they're worth your time. And the last one would be, people love talking about themselves.
Agreed.
So you've got to be like, oh my God, you've got a Dalmatian. Oh my God, it's so cute. Like, what's its name? Like, how long have you had it? Like, that's exaggerating, but just be genuinely interested in their lives, because people love talking about themselves, and you're going to get so much more out of them if you just stop trying to talk about yourself and how good of a coach you are and your clients and your business. Just be genuinely interested in their lives, and they'll talk to you.
Those 3 tips, literally, if you implement those in your business tomorrow, you will improve your lead generation, because those are 3 things that people don't understand. That, like the second one, especially, about people are always like, what do I say to this? If the person's obviously being a cunt, you're like, just don't talk to him. Like, how hard is it? So yeah, no, thank you very much for that. It's been really useful. Remember that if you want to get our course on lead generation and find out exactly what you need to do, if that was a bit over your head and you're like, what the fuck is lead generation? Click the link below. You can download the offer builder. It's called the business builder now because there's loads more stuff in it. So if you have had that previously as well and you're watching this back, re-log in because it'll surprise you. Subscribe below and then hit the bell notification to get told when we do more videos.